Soondubu Jjigae, a hot, spicy, savory stew filled with silken tofu, tender pieces of pork, kimchi, and loads of veggies. It's served bubbling hot at the table in its own earthenware bowl. Soondubu Jjigae is actually a Korean dish and it means silken tofu stew. And I recently realized how easy it is to make this dish at home. It was actually a recipe also that was requested by a number of my viewers, so I thought I'd share them with you today. Let's get started. Let me show you the ingredients that go into our pork kimchi stew. The first thing is the soft tofu. Now this is a little bit different than regular tofu. You get this at a Korean or Chinese grocery store. If you can't find them there, you will probably be able to find it on Amazon. Seems like Amazon has everything nowadays, right? The other thing we need is kimchi, because this is pork kimchi stew. Now this is store-bought. You can actually now find kimchi in all grocery stores. And then of course, the pork. Now tonight we're using pork belly, but you could use any cut of pork that you want. If you don't want to use pork, you can use beef. If you want to use seafood, go ahead. It's up to you what you want to do. And then one of the other things we need is Korean chili powder. This is gochugaru. And let me show you the packaging. There are a lot of variety of gochugaru out there, and it doesn't matter which one you get. You just want the Korean hot pepper powder. That's it. And you can find them in all Asian grocery stores. Again, if you can't find it, order on Amazon. They have it there. I'll leave you the link. The other thing we need is sesame oil. Any brand of sesame oil will work, and all Asian grocery stores have them, but nowadays all regular grocery stores have them. I love that the Asian section of the grocery stores are getting bigger and bigger. And then we need fish sauce. The reason why we're using fish sauce tonight is because we're using chicken broth as our main broth. And so that's gonna add a little bit of the umami flavor that I'm looking for. As far as the brand, it doesn't really matter. And if any fish sauce will work. As far as the vegetables, I like to add mushrooms, a variety of mushrooms. I love the oyster mushrooms. This is oyster mushrooms, and this is the giant oyster mushroom. I love the texture and the flavor. And then shiitake mushroom. Now, if you don't find any of these, that's okay. You can just use regular button mushrooms. If you don't like mushrooms, don't add it. It's no big deal. You can make it however you want. The other thing I like to add is a zucchini. It's kind of tender, a little bit sweet. I like that texture. I like the variation of textures in my stew. And then because I love spicy foods, I'm gonna add serrano peppers. I might add 1, 2, I'm not quite sure yet. Again, if you don't like spicy, don't add it. If you would like it really spicy, add more. It's up to you. And then we have a variety of other seasonings like the garlic and then the sesame oil, salt, pepper. That's it. Once we get started, it's gonna be really easy. All right, so I've prepped all my vegetables. They've all been chopped. My pork has been diced. My kimchi has been cut into smaller pieces. And now it's time to cook. All right, so the first thing I do is I put in the kimchi. And then the pork. And here's our gochugaru, we gotta add that. Sesame oil. And the garlic. And now we're gonna saute this until the pork is cooked through, about 3 to 4 minutes. All right, so my pork has been cooked. It's smelling really good right now with the sesame oil. This is when I added my broth and fish sauce. So we've got our chicken broth. We have our kimchi juice. And our fish sauce to bring out the umami flavor. We're gonna stir that, let it come to a boil and cook for another 3 to 4 minutes. All right, so the soup is now bubbling hot. This is when I'm going to add my vegetables. So I've got my mushrooms, zucchini, and my serrano peppers. Right about here is I'm going to season with a little bit of salt and some crushed black pepper. And then let this cook for another 3 to 4 minutes until the vegetables have softened. All right, so my veggies are in there. It's been bubbling away for about 3 to 4 minutes. Now this is when I'm going to add the tofu. And then I'm going to just break it up into smaller chunks. I don't like it too broken up because I like the texture of the tofu when I'm eating this soup. Okay, so the tofu has been cooking for about 3 to 4 minutes. Everything is done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the earthenware bowl for individual servings. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and then I'm going to pour in the amount that I want for the earthen bowl. Got to get all the goodies in there. Ooh, some of those peppers looking good. All right, we are ready now to cook this. All right, my jjigae is ready. I'm so excited. Now, if you don't have this earthenware bowl, it's okay. You can just serve it hot in a regular bowl and it's just as delicious. But if you happen to have this, which I highly recommend you give it a try, I portioned the amount that I wanted in the earthen bowl and I let it go really bubbly hot, and I added an egg so it can make it more rich. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up and give it a taste. Really excited. Still piping hot, and because it is so hot, the egg cooks really nicely in here. All right, let's give it a taste. First I'm gonna taste the soup. So good. Spicy, tangy from the kimchi. Yummy. Let me give it a taste with my pork. Get a little bit of everything here. So good. It's so warming. Perfect for a cold evening, or just anytime you want a hot, spicy, savory soup. It's delicious. You can eat it with rice. This could be a meal in itself, just the Soondubu jjigae and rice. But if you had other side dishes as well, you can do that. You can have like scallion pancakes, bulgogi, something along those lines. But it's so good and it's so easy to make. You can do it. So give it a try. I would love to hear from you in the comments below how you think of the recipe when you make it. And also, I love hearing from you to see what you want to see next. This was because of one of our viewers requested the recipe. I really appreciate that. And so it's for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.